As someone who's been a K-pop idol fan for the past 16 years, I think KiiiKiii is what we need right now. KiiiKiii is a five-member girl group from Starship Entertainment, so the same entertainment company that has like IVE, Monsta X, Cosmic Girls, and they consist of Sui, Halm, Jiu, Kia, and Isol. I think KiiiKiii really brings something new to the table. I feel like at first glance, you kind of assume that KiiiKiii is one of the groups that are kind of like a New Jeans copy, for lack of a better word. And while I do think they would not exist if it weren't for New Jeans bringing Y2K as a trend back, I would say it's more like, if you call IVE like a Blackpink copy, like there's very obvious influences, but there's a very distinct art that they're bringing to the table themselves. And with KiiiKii's strengths, like I think it comes down to like their distinct vocal tones, their music range, and their dedication to like Y2K as a concept. Unlike other girl groups who are doing the Y2K concept, which is very common nowadays, KiiiKiii like is literally Y2K. As someone who was a child in the Y2K era, they are very much like, you can tell that their creative team knows nostalgia, like they were there. Seeing like these teenagers do this concept, it's not inherently a bad thing, because I've realized that a lot of teenagers today just kind of grow up expected to perform because they don't know a life without screens. And so like this Y2K concept, but one that acknowledges how not dependent on technology we were back then, is very refreshing. Because we weren't dependent on technology. There was no need to perform all the time out of fear, like, someone would take like a crazy cringe video of you, because people didn't have that ability. KiiiKiii is like a corporate group, it's a K-pop group, but it feels like their creative team has a vision, and it is an authentic vision, but they're not trying to say that they are an authentic group themselves. One thing I like about the Starship groups is that they very much give the feeling of like, this is a job for them. And I'm not saying they aren't friends, but the way that like Starship tends to market their groups is not like, hey, these are your friends. It's just more like, hey, these are idols. You can look up to them like you do idols, you can support them, but they don't give the impression that they're trying to be like your girlfriend or your friends or stuff like that. And I think that's pretty respectable. And I think the charm of KiiiKiii as a girl group just shows straight from debut, like with their song Debut Song, where it's very like nostalgic, like, hey, we are debuting, like this is what we're doing, we're girls. But it's also very much a music video that acknowledges the creative process that goes behind the art of making like an idol group. And what I've also noticed is that most of KiiiKii's music videos end in ending credits, which for me, as someone who is just definitely more interested in kind of like the creative process than the items themselves, it just very much seems very cool to me, because they are acknowledging the credit of like the whole team and the staff members and just like everyone who's worked on creating this form of art. And you'll look at it and you'll realize that there's so many people involved. Like, I think that it's very important to acknowledge that in this day and age where people are just kind of getting very parasocial, in this era where everyone's super connected to technology and like AI is rampant everywhere, the thing that KiiiKiii brings to the table that's very, very fresh, and it also like, it's a compliment to like their Y2K nostalgia concept, but it's not the concept themselves, like itself, is the fact that they like have songs such as I Do Me, which is very much about connecting with nature and kind of not caring and being yourself if you look at the lyrics and the music video. And also like For a New Era, which is completely like a song about just being whoever you want to be, not defining yourself in a box, but also not being connected to the internet as much. It's about just, you can't find me on the algorithm, you can't find me online, because, well, I'm just out there doing whatever I want to do. So I think like the fame wave that brought BTS and Blackpink to like immense fame is not there anymore. But as an art form, I still want to see K-pop grow, and I think KiiiKiii is definitely like bringing the next step. That's my opinion. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Bye bye.